this video, we are going to be creating conversion-focused ad creatives using AdCreative.ai. When you're on AdCreative.ai, getting started is pretty easy actually. What you need to do is to create your brand first, your brand name, your brand logo, your brand colors and brand description, and you can also connect your ad accounts if you want to. This way AdCreative.ai can actually learn from your data to bring you better creatives and better predictions. So I already created my brand. I'm going to be using AdCreative.ai today. After your brand is created, you can click on generate and then click on add creatives. That's going to bring you to this screen where you have two options: social media sizes or display sizes. Let's say today we are advertising on Instagram, so we need a square size. My project description already comes from the brand description, so that's ready to go. And on this example, since I'm using AdCreative.ai to generate for AdCreative.ai, I'm going to be writing my target audience are as advertisers. So since my target audience is ready, I can go ahead and write my text, or I can use our text AI button. Text AI button is basically generating some headlines and punchlines using artificial intelligence for high conversion rates. So they're already ready. Ads made easier with AdCreative.ai. Generate conversion ads with AI. Create ads now. If I'm not happy with the second one, I can go ahead and make ads smarter with AdCreative.ai or conversion ads easier than ever. So that looks good to me. No need to change anything. Then I have two flows. If I have several different backgrounds, if I have several different products that I want to generate all at once at scale, I can use the second one. But on this example, we are going to be using the first one. I have no background right now with me that I can drag and drop, so I'm going to be using the image search engine of AdCreative.ai, and let's say that Facebook. So since we are talking about Facebook ads, I'm just going to search for Facebook. Let's go ahead and find one that makes sense to us. This one, why not? I selected it, looks good, the logo is there, and basically that is pretty much it. So let's put our test as a save project. So basically here what I've done is that AdCreative.ai already knows about my brand, now my project, now my target audience as well, and which size that I need. So basically AdCreative.ai is going to use all that data to generate conversion focused, ready to use ad creatives. So as you can see, there is over 100 ad creatives here that is going to be there. And if you like one of them, let's say this design looks really good for you, what you can do is that you can use one of your credits to download that and directly use it. And here you can see that not only AdCreative.ai generated those creatives, but also scored each one of them. So based on our artificial intelligence, these ones actually are the ones that we predict that is going to perform the best. So that's pretty much it. If you like some of these creatives, but if you don't want to download and upload, you can also select them and directly push them to the platforms. And my favorite feature is that if you like one of the designs, let's say you really like this one, you can click on this button, which is going to go ahead and turn this same creative into several other formats, so you don't have to create projects again. So if I'm going to go ahead and publish this also on stories and Pinterest and LinkedIn, etc., or display sizes, all these creatives are ready, generated. I can directly go ahead and use one of my credits to download it as well. So that's going to be pretty much it. That's AdCreative.ai for ad creatives. If you haven't tried it yet, we have 7 days free trial that gives you 10 free credits, no strings attached. Go ahead, try it, see if the results are good for you. If yes, you can continue. Thank you.
Redefine web hosting with Bluehost Cloud, the new platform built for WordPress creators by WordPress experts. Lightning-fast websites, 100% network uptime, 24/7 priority tech support. Experience Bluehost Cloud at bluehost.com.
Lights on. Oh, I'm trying to think. Oh, I'm trying to think. Mic check. Well, we know that works. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the weekly stream here. Sorry about last week. No, let me say first, I hope you guys had a good week. Certainly, it's been a crazy week for me. Over here at VRLA, we've been building a lot, but sorry about last week. I guess we had some technical difficulties. I don't know, something with the camera, so we weren't able to stream last week. Really wanted to. I was ready. We had a build out here. I think we were gonna do that height thick Q60 cooler, but we ended up doing like an unboxing video with that instead and everything because we didn't want to wait until another week to showcase that. But I will probably throw that into a build probably next week anyways. But this week we got a customer order. It's basically a Helios white O11 Vision, 4080 Super, Z790, or X670. Oh, so this is gonna be an AMD version actually of a Helios here. So it's gonna have a 7900X 3D, pretty gnarly CPU there. I guess the only level up from there is the 7950X and then the 7950X 3D. So this is just a 7900X 3D, which is still really good, gnarly CPU there. But yeah, sorry about missing last week. Hopefully, I think Maria or somebody probably posted about that. But here I am to say sorry for that. And we're back now, and let's get started on this build. Let's get started on this build here today. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully y'all had a great week. We're at the end of the week here, and we're back with the weekly streams. So let me make some space here. Probably take this down. All right. Like, I'm pretty crammed back here. We have a lot of space here. I need to like push this desk forward when I get a chance off stream, but not that crammed, but that's just a giant case. EVGA power supply here. I'll talk about this later. It's their new ATX 3.0 power supplies there. I don't think we ever showcased one of those yet on stream. We just got those in, so love EVGA, really good brand, and glad to see they're still rocking and rolling after that whole thing with NVIDIA where they're not making NVIDIA GPUs anymore. Shame. But let's get started with motherboard. Toss this cooler to the side here. Yeah, so we got the Asus Prime X670P Wi-Fi. So pretty standard motherboard here. There are some overclocking capabilities for the CPU with a motherboard like this. But pretty standard. Asus's Prime lineup, really good. I think we've showcased a lot of the Prime Z790s. So this is a Prime X670. Basically the same thing, just the AMD version of that there. Take it out of box here. You get antenna for your Wi-Fi stuff back there. In the rear IRL, there's like some Wi-Fi connectors where you just twist on that antenna, some manual stuff. Toss this inside for the customer. SATA data cable, some screw cables. I'm actually gonna need, I think I'm gonna need these screw cables, so I'll keep those on the side there. And rear IO shield. Oh, there's this other pack of screws I was looking for. I'll use those because it's a double and that's a single. All right, toss it back in here. I like to give everything that's with whatever comes with the motherboard or like the GPU and power supply. I like to just toss that in the baggie for the customer, just in case. Boom. That. And let's see what we got for RAM. What we got for RAM today. So we got, usually we go with like a Kingston NVMe and Kingston RAM, but today we got some Crucial storage there, some Crucial NVMe, and then a Delta T-Force DDR5 RGB RAM there. So we'll unbox those in a sec. Let me just get this CPU in here. So the 7900X3D has that 3D cache directly on the CPU die there. Pretty cool little tech. I think I talked about this a lot when I was talking about the 5800X3D, and I think we showcased some of the other X3D CPUs before, and I talked about how they came out with the, I think the 5700X3D, the 58X3D was the only 5000 series CPU that had the 3D cache. And then now they're doing it with the 5700X3D. I think they did it with the 56 as well, if I remember correctly. Or they did like the 5600XT now. It's cool. They're keeping the old generations alive. They'll probably would do that with the 7000 series now that they think they're going to come out with the 9000 series. They came out with some 8000 series CPUs, but I don't know why they're skipping that and going to 9000. I'm not too cleared up on that, but nonetheless, 7900X3D, really good CPU, very high-end CPU, right? The only thing that's above that is the 7950X and then the 7950X 3D. Yeah, we got the Crucial 2 terabyte NVMe here. Pretty good. It's basically same level as the standard Kingston NVMe's that we use. It's not going to be like any DRAM on these. NVMe's, at least I don't think there is on this one. I know there isn't on the Kingston ones, unless you're getting like a Kingston Fury or something like that, kind of like the Samsung Evos and the WD Blacks. But still really good NVMe here. 2 terabytes of Crucial storage. Take off this heatsink here and slide this in. And the prime board's got the little Q latch thing too. That's what I like about these prime boards, about Asus in general. Even on their like lower end, like entry level motherboards, they still have like some of the upgrades that you find on their higher end motherboards. You take that off. And I do like this version of the Prime Series motherboard because they have a little hole there for the screw. So I don't have to keep this heatsink off. I can just get it on there, and then my screwdriver fits right through there. So my other one too, my longer one. So boom, I don't have to deal with that. When the time comes, it's already there. And now we got this T-Force RAM. T-Force RAM is pretty good. I do like the Kingston Fury RAM personally. The Fury Beast. I just like the diffuser on them. The diffuser on this is really nice too, and it's kind of like jagged, pretty thick. I like it. Good looking RAM. Can't go wrong with this. You get a little sticker. Toss that in the goodie bag. DDR5, 6000 megahertz, which is like the most stable right now for DDR5 with Intel and AMD. So great little setup here. I think it's 32 gigabytes. Yeah, 16 and 16. 32 gigabytes, 6000 megahertz. Really good. Oh yeah, the design of the NVMe thing here. I didn't need the extra screws. I think this is for if you're gonna have more NVMe's here, you need to put like this little screw here, and didn't need that. Do need them on the Intel version of this board, so that's interesting. AMD version kind of got a better upgrade. Anyways, got that done. Oh, IO shield. It's a shame that the IO shield is not attached to the motherboard. Like ASRock does that a lot, and we see with other manufacturers, even on their lower end boards. But nonetheless, got it here on the side. Toss that to the side. We already got our fans all kind of set up here, so not much setting up on fans we need to do. We got some Corsair fans. Gonna need to get this out eventually, but I'll do it later. Who tucked it in here like that? Anyways, I'll toss these to the side. I need to make some space for the case. Space for the case. That was a little complicated. It's good. That's how you know the foam works well in shipping. Really good foam setup they got here for the Vision case. I mean, it is mostly glass. Well, not mostly, like half. Like half glass. All right. Beautiful case. I'm sure y'all seen this plenty of times here on stream already. We did that chrome one. I think we did a black one. I think we even did a white one when we did that 3 streams in a day. The build-a-thon. It's cool they add these for a little shipping too. I'll save those. Toss them back on when it's all done. Just so I guess so you don't get any cracks or chips or anything or like that. There is like a little bit of wiggle room here, so they add those little rubber spacers. Yeah, great case. Mostly glass here. Glass top panel, so you get no fans up there, but airflow is still really good. I'll just take off the panels before I start here so I can reach everything. And keep them on the side in the box. All right. Boom. Let's get the motherboard in. I don't have to shift the motherboard down. Usually we'll shift the motherboard down, or like this panel here will shift it down if we put some fans here. But this build only has 6 fans, so go 3 top, 3 on the bottom, 3 on the spine here, and then the back part here no fans, so we won't move it down. It'll look a little bit cleaner without moving it down. There'll be less space here. If we move it down, there'll be more space, so it'll kind of look a little out of place. Get the IO shield in there, and then just pop the motherboard in. And the cool part about the AM5 board is that backplate doesn't come off now like they did with the AM4 boards, and compared to Intel as well, is like the plate's already there, so I don't have to access the back of the motherboard anymore. That's sweet. Skipping a step for me that I don't have to deal with later on. Get this little screw box here. that Lian Li hooks it up with. All the screws you need, little rubber grommets if you're going to use like a hard drive or a SATA SSD here. Just going to pop this open. I need the motherboard screws. Then they match like the case of the color of the case. Well, as much as they could. They're silver, they're not white, right? But still really cool. Again, I showcased this case before plenty of times, so nothing new for y'all. Get this screw in. And this was the one I was talking about earlier. There's a hole here, so I don't even have to keep that heatsink off like we've seen with those ROG boards. So again, a prime board getting better features than an ROG board, and this is supposed to be like Asus's entry-level board compared to their ROG boards, like their higher-end boards. So it's cool to see actually some cool high-end features, I guess, on a board like this, which is a shame. All these boards should have high-end features. I mean, they used to, right? Boards had like, you could get a lower-end board and they had a debug screen, and now days like this board doesn't have a debug screen, and you have to pay like a high premium for a debug screen. It's ridiculous. So it's a shame that these brands have gone that route with the boards. I think on this one you still get like the debug lighting somewhere. There's like some LEDs that help out, and then you could always use a beep speaker, I guess. Keep it old school. Honestly, in troubleshooting, beep speakers have helped me more than anything. I mean, sometimes those debug screens give you a code and you look it up, you're like, what the hell is this code? You look up in the manual and you're like, it's not even in the manual. It's not on their website or anything. You gotta go on like some forum. It's so dumb. But the beep codes are always accurate and really help with the troubleshooting. Anyways, I think we got all those screws in. Cool. Scoop this up. Gonna need some of these. I'll come back to them. I'll pick them up. Gonna need some of these fan screws for the bottom. So we'll pick them out right now. We need 12 of them. All right. And we can pop those back in. I don't think we're going to need any of those screws anymore. But you get a lot for all your building needs. Thanks to Lian Li. And you get all this other stuff here. GPU mounting bracket and all this cool stuff. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pop these fans in there too while I'm at it here. It's already got the case like this. I have a feeling did that happen to me before? Oh man. I guess sometimes we never learn. That's fine. No damage there. And let me orientate these fans to the way they need to be. Oh. Wait. Are we doing 6 fans or 8 fans on this build? We're doing 8 fans on this build. Oh my god. Okay, so I do need to shift this down. My bad. I thought this was going to be a 6-fanner. Alright, so I'll show this. I think I've showed this before too on stream. This is a cool part about Lian Li's cases. They always do this type of deal here. I like this, that they do this. Actually, I did this to my 011 Mini at home. Bought a different back panel here, or back plate, whatever you want to call it, what have you. But bought that. It came like a vertical mount, so I was able to like do a whole thing there. I like that Lian Li does that. So there's always just more flexibility when it comes to building. But right, so as you can see, the whole thing can just shift down here now. and boom. And then you just get all the screws back in. It's pretty secure too. I mean, nothing to worry about. And just get those screws back in there. And this little piece. So that allows us to put 2 fans in the back here. That's pretty cool that they came up with this idea because since the top is glass now, you get less fans, right? You get less airflow. So they designed this so you could have 2 fans back here. You could even fit, depending on the manufacturer, you could fit a 240 radiator AIO setup here. If you didn't want to use like a 360 on the side or whatever. So great little deal. Great little setup here that Lian Li came up with, right? To give you more aesthetic, but still a lot of functionality, a lot of flexibility. So we'll put 2 fans back there. We'll put 3 fans on the bottom and then 3 fans on the spine. I guess that's what we like to call it. Just need to get this out. All right. Somebody tuck that back there with the blades. Don't like that. We'll set it up again. All right. That's annoying. I'm gonna need like hella controllers for this setup. Gonna need like 2, I guess it's not a lot, 2 Corsair controllers for this many fans. Anyways. All right, so that'll be how it's orientated in there. Just double check everything like that. Get these screwed in. Hope y'all can see that. All right, it's pretty centered. They designed this pretty well. You can fit 140 millimeter fans down here too. Pretty cool. So you get more surface area. More surface area is always nice, right? Gonna put this all kind of in there, and then I'm gonna screw it down with a drill, not screwdriver. I'll be here all day with this, and I'll do it slowly so not to damage anything. Did I miscount? Can't believe it. Can't believe myself. One more. Oh no, I did it. It's right here hiding. All right. Cool stuff. Oh, just dropping everything. Okay. Get this screwed in there, screwed in here. Alrighty. Pretty easy, pretty simple. And I'll just route them down here. Get enough space down in this area. Let me shift this over. Get enough space down in this area here, so No biggie. And we'll make it look all pretty with some cable management later on. Could actually reach around the back and tug on them and get them to straighten out. Don't want to mess them up. Don't want the wires trapped in between this little bracket here, this mounting bracket in the case. So just gotta be cognizant of that. Okay. I might as well toss the other fans in here as well. So I guess we're working on a lot of fans here, a lot of fans. And we'll go through there. It's cool. They give you like these see-through, whitish zip ties. Lian provides a couple of those, I guess, just to keep the aesthetic consistent. So you get a couple of those, which I will be using on these two fans here, kind of make it look a little bit prettier and keep them kind of lined up so they don't look all ugly and stuff. Because in other cases, they're kind of hidden. These wires are kind of hidden from like other components and just the way the case is designed. But since there's glass here, you can look straight down. And even when you're looking at it at a different angle, you can kind of see these wires kind of looking ugly. So I'll use those like transparent whitish zip ties that Lian provides just to keep the aesthetic consistent there, make it look nice and pretty, and the wires look all uniform and lined up. And I do need more fan screws. These silver ones here, cool. Again, just to keep the aesthetic consistent. Cool that Lian really thought about that with this case. I mean, it is a super aesthetic case. So, kind of center it there and just get these screws in. All right. Cool. All right. If you're using a drill on these, be careful, be cognizant of the power of a drill. There's different settings here, but take it slow, take it easy, and you won't damage any parts. Or just use a screwdriver if you're afraid. Anyways, got those fans in. Let's work on a little bit of this AIO action here. So we get those fans in, and then we can do a lot of the cable management. Ooh, cable management, the fun part. The fun part. So this is a little bit of what I was talking about here. I don't know if y'all can see. Oh, shaky camera. Did I bump the camera earlier? I think the stream is a little bit delayed on my side here. So I'm still screwing. I'm still doing the back fans here on stream, but okay, we're a little bit ahead. It's all good. If y'all can see though, this little part here is the part I was talking about, keeping it aesthetic with those zip ties. I'll kind of line those up zip tie them there, make it look pretty, make them, put them up against the wall here, so that way they don't really show much on top of the motherboard. They kind of get tucked behind where the IO shield kind of mounts, kind of just seamlessly get them back there in a way. That's what I was talking about there. Let me move this to the side now, and let's work on the AIO. And looks like we got more work to do. We got cable extensions on this build, I guess. What is that? White cable extensions. Yep. So keeping the aesthetic consistent there, we're gonna add some white cable extensions to this build as well. Asia Horse cable extensions. Pretty cool. Asia Horse always has some exciting products to check out, right? I mean, they make some cool stuff. They're not crazy like Lian and stuff like that, but they do make some cool stuff, right? So, and their cable extensions look pretty cool, pretty good material on their cable extensions. Unbox this Deepcool. So this is the Deepcool Castle 360 EX AIO here. It's our standard AIO. Basically our VRLA Deepcool AIO setup here that we go with. Comes with 3 non-RGB fans. We don't use those. Just toss it to the side here. There are like SI versions of this that we get that don't have some of those fans. Those fans do not go to waste, so we do use them eventually. This here. This. And get our mounting solution out. We won't need Intel. Go back in there, a little manual, don't need that. I am pretty experienced with this setup here. So we got AMD right there. We need those and the screws. And we'll take this too for the RGB. We'll use that. Everything else, not junk, but don't need it right now. Back to the side. All right. So let's go with mounting these fans here. I'm gonna take a seat if you guys don't mind. Let me. All right, make me taller. Am I still as tall as I would be standing? Probably not. Probably slightly shorter here, but we'll line these fans up. Line these fans up. And I already know which orientation these wires need to be facing to go into the case, so no biggie there. And let's get these screws in here. It's like when you're a baby, you have to put the triangle in the triangle. You ever see that video where like all the pieces just fit in the like? Is it the triangle one? Like all like they put the circle in the triangle one, they put the rectangle in the triangle one.
Yeah.
That would be super frustrating to me. Like, what the hell? Who designed this? But I always think about that when I'm putting the fan screws. I'm like, I don't know why. It's just like a circle. All right. Pretty simple, pretty easy with this setup here. And then we got the mounting screws for the rad onto the case. We'll do this mounting solution for the pump next up here. Let me just get the radiator onto the case. Oh, all right. Okay, we can just kind of plop this down over here. All right. It's working out pretty well so far. I'm pretty sure I've showed many different angles of me kind of doing this. Before I showed a top-down view, and there's 12 screws kind of lining up with the 12 screws of the fans, right? 4 screws each fan. There's 3 fans. 3 times 4, that's 12. Quick math. Quick maths. All right. So this is cool. I like to show like the fans and stuff. So hopefully me mounting it like this is cool with y'all. You guys want to see screws, right? I'm back here, put in 12 screws. Twelve screws back here for the radiator. Now there is a lever before I finish the screws here. There's just a lever piece here, so this is like a lever. So I can just pop it out and do it like that, pop it back in. I like doing it this way so I can check periodically if I'm mounting it correctly. It has to kind of be centered, but a little bit more to the bottom, so that way you can still get it out with the whole thing mounted, because sometimes the top of the radiator will bump into the top of the case here, and you won't be able to use that feature of this case where you're able to take the whole mounting solution off of the case. Just say like you needed to do some troubleshooting or something like that, or what have you, right? You'll still be able to do so. So I like to mount it just right to get that to still be able to pop out with the radiator mounted there. So just for an example, if I put this all the way up, right, and I try to like pull the lever here, you see it's gonna rub against and sometimes even be completely stopped by the case. So can't go all the way up with it, can't go all the way down with it, because you don't want it touching the bottom there either. So you kind of just center it, lock it down right with a couple screws here, and then try again, see if you got some clearance. And you see I'm rubbing. I don't got the clearance there. I might need to actually just go even more down. I don't like to go all the way down. Right there is fine. You could have gone a little bit up too on that one. Let's see. And we got enough clearance. Perfect. And just now mount the whole thing down. Oh, the camera went out. Didn't know that. So there goes my whole explanation for you guys. Sorry, y'all. Hopefully the top camera caught some of that. Whoopsie daisy. All right. Well, use it to break time real quick. Drink some water. right, we got most of the components in. Let's get this little cable management going here, right? Get this off to the side here. Right. So we're gonna go. We are gonna go USBs. We're gonna go USB 3.0 and USB 2.0, or not 2.0. That's on other cases. We're gonna go USB-C. Which, what is that? USB like 3.2 or something? USB-C. I guess 3.0 is like technically USB-A, depending on the generation. And then there's USB-C, which is still USB 3.0, and USB-A could be USB 3.0 as well, but it's like 3.1 or 3.2 or something like that. I forget. We're gonna go front I/O next. Power button, all that good stuff. Next up, I know I got all these wires in the way. Should probably route those to the back. Let me just get this plugged in. There goes front I/O. Yeah, I'm gonna route these to the back here. So there goes one. And then I'll go through the bottom on these two. Yeah. That looks clear in the front, and it gives me clearance to work with here. But it's gonna be all jumbled in the back. It's all good. All right, and then we only need HD audio. Cool. Show with that HD audio. HD audio. I don't know why I always feel like saying that when I plug in the HD audio. HD audio. Probably never said it on stream so far, but so is in my head. All right. Let's move on to mounting this. Mount. So again, the back bracket on the AM5 motherboards is now attached to like the motherboard. No longer is it just removable like it used to be with the AM4 motherboards, which is cool because the mounting solutions for AM4 still work on AM5 because it always involved having the back bracket provided by the manufacturers anyways, right? So it didn't make sense to like for it to be able to come off anyways. So it's cool now that it's just attached there because it just makes it easier with it attached now, right? You don't have to like hold it back there and then like, you know, be afraid that it's gonna fall off and you gotta unmount the motherboard and do all this crazy stuff. It's just there. See, it's like a push on it, doesn't fall out or anything. It's cool. I love that. Love that feature. And we're just gonna put the mounting solution on here now. And then we'll put the other part of the mounting solution on the pump and then mount the pump. Pretty cool little setup. I like it simple. The way that Deepcool does it here is really simple, really easy, really quick. No complicated stuff. See a lot of other manufacturers and companies, brands, what have you, really just complicate this process here, this little step in building. It doesn't need to be this complicated, that complicated, and so kudos to Deepcool for keeping it simple. Let's get this mounted. The ad is in French. No shot. What ad? Is there, oh, like Twitch does an ad every now and then there's an ad in French? You're using a VPN? That's pretty cool. I know we have somebody in from France that always tunes into the stream. Sweet dreams. I don't know if they are here. Or she, right? Because I think she did say that she is a girl. So we do have some girls, not only dudes in here. We have girls amongst us that are nerds too. But nah, yeah, I know she's from France, right? So we get at least one viewer that's from France. I don't know if that's why we get a French ad, or you're probably using a VPN. I don't know, man. Or Twitch is just malfunctioning. Who knows? But thank you for the kind comments. Actually, why did I mount it like that? I don't want to have it like this. Kind of wanted it like that. I'm gonna have to unmount it. All right, on my way. I'm gonna make it quick, actually. Oh my god. All right. Y'all are seeing the worst of me today, huh? I'm gonna actually mount it like this, so that way I could get the hoses on the bottom, just so it looks aesthetically better. I mean, I don't want to like bend the hoses too much either, so it's for functionality, but in my head it was mostly for aesthetics. Which also works for functionality as well. So why didn't I use the drill in the beginning? That would have been way faster. But yeah, thanks for the comments. They're all white build, really clean look. It's cool that like Asus Prime boards are kind of white-ish, right? It matches aesthetic. I know there are boards out there that are totally whited out that we did use sometimes. We do have like those ROG boards that are whited out too. Damn. All right. This last nut in. I don't know what this piece is called. It's called a nut. Last screw, whatever. Right now, just tighten them down. Alrighty. Then we'll go up here with these. Plug that in for the pump. And then plug this in for the RGB when we get there. I could maybe tuck this behind there. For now. That doesn't look bad. Alright. Cool. I think I'll work on the cable extensions next. Then some cable management in the back there. And these are actually GeForce's newer cable extensions here with the 16 pin. Pretty cool, awesome little deal from GeForce there. Cool stuff. And he even got the combs for the 16 pin. That's actually pretty cool. Pretty gnarly. Pretty gnarly. I don't want to crimp the Sense cables though. We'll get those Sense cables out of the way before we fully mount this. You can get pretty close to them, but just not don't want to crimp them. Is that the right word? Crimp? Yeah. That's cool. Oh, once they're on there though, can't really shift it. That's fine. We'll work our way down. Get 5 combs. Jeez. All right. That's cool. Oh no, wait. 4 combs. Get 4 combs for the 16 pin here. Well, I guess it's a 12 comb because it's 12 plus 4, and you don't comb in the sense pins, the sense wires, and what have you. No, I don't work in a computer store necessarily. I guess, I mean, it is a computer store in a way, but we're like a system integrator. I don't know if you ever heard that term. We're a computer company. We're VRLA Tech. If you look us up, we have a website. We sell PCs. That's what we do. We build and sell PCs. Check out our website. You can see all about us on there. But yeah, we just build PCs. Build and sell PCs. I mean, we don't currently have a storefront, but we're working on getting a storefront, so you could come in if you were local to buy a PC that's already built. You could still do that now, to buy a PC that's already built, or like request one or whatever, but you'll just be in our lobby. But we will have a storefront eventually. But no, it's not like a computer store, and unless like you're talking about like a system integrator, but in my head I'm imagining like one of those spots, like a repair shop or something like that, or like a Fry's Electronics or something, like a Best Buy. No, we're not like that type of deal. We're just a system integrator, which is better in my opinion. All right, got that little setup, all that little doodad there. Let's do motherboard next. Yeah, we'll do motherboard next, and we'll do CPU power headers. And just to explain the background, it's just a bunch of like boxes of like stuff we've used, or actual GPUs or fans, and boxes of like Intel or AMD CPUs and GPU motherboard boxes, stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. It's just for aesthetic look, I guess. It looks cool. You're actually the first one to ever mention that. Like, hey, what's all that stuff behind you? Or just inferred something because of all the stuff behind you. But no, this is not like any for sale stuff. It's just for look. I mean, it could be for sale, technically. No, throat's drying up. Oh, nice. Nico editor. Interesting names you guys both have. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Titan's a good build. Also, the Apollo. If you're going for a more budget build, Apollo, you get a 5600X, and the 4060. So I mean that will cover you with any game really. People that get like 4090s and like 4080 supers, or they must be doing something else other than gaming. And if they are gaming, they just want really high frames, right? They want to play in like 4K with really high frames. But you can play in 4K with a 4060 with pretty decent frames too. I mean, above like a PlayStation 5 or a Xbox, right? You're gonna be blowing that stuff out of the water. 4060 is great, even just for 4K gaming. I mean, it's not bad. So, yeah, Apollo, definitely go check that out on our website. The Apollo, it's good price for what you get, and it looks cool. You get RGB and all this stuff. Hey, sweet dreams. Just was talking about you. Hope you're doing well. Just dropping by. I guess you're busy or something. It's probably late over there. Oh yeah, we were saying that because he got an ad in French, and I'm like, well, we're not in France, but I know we have like one viewer that's in France, so maybe that's why he got a French ad. Nah, it's probably VPN or some other weird reason, uh, but yeah, there goes our French viewer. It's probably late over there. If you're just stopping by to say hi, appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty cool little aesthetic build, like all white cable extensions. I don't think I've ever done cable extensions on stream, so here we are. But yeah, if you can't stay, that's cool. You're always here anyways. But if you can't stay, that's cool too. Oh, math finals. Oh, no. Yeah, I remember you were talking about the homework that you had for math. Oh no. All right, well, go get your study on. Hopefully you ace that final. Oh yeah, yeah. 47 Super for 3D rendering won't be bad. Yeah, it won't be that bad. I mean, what kind of CPU do you? Oh, the CPU and Titan. CPU and Titan. I don't remember what CPU and Titan has, but you should be good for 3D rendering. I mean, it shouldn't be that bad for a 4070 Super. Yeah, if you're using like the GPU to handle the loads instead of the CPU or combination there, yeah, you should be good. 47. Yeah, the CS2 frame drops. That's crazy. Yeah, CS2 is not even like really that graphic intensive, so I wonder what you got. But yeah, you'd be good with a 4060. So if you're on a budget, the Apollo is great. The Elysium, yeah, that was like our the Elysium is like a collab we do with Corsair. So it's like a Corsair certified build in a way. So it's like all Corsair parts in there. Um, there was a couple other ones, but yeah, it's like those are pretty cool. I like the Corsair certified builds. The Elysium, I think it's like in the 4000D case too. That's a good case, really popular case. We built with that on stream before too. We used that case for our Eclipse and I think one other build. But yeah, we also use it for our Corsair certified build, of course, because it's a Corsair case. All right. Let me take these wires. Oh no. Oh yeah, Intel's gonna be great for all the what word am I looking for here? Work loads. Got the word. Intel's good for more of that side of computing. I mean, it's really good for gaming, but it's also, yeah, it's like really good for all that other the word is lost on me. Forgot the word. Yeah, like what have you, right? Whatever you're doing with your build there, video editing and rendering and all the other stuff you do with computing and gaming. Forget the word. It's lost on me. Yeah, it sounds really good for that. Although, like, if you're really like, you know, doing some crazy stuff, the thread rippers are really good for that type of computing, right? The thread rippers are crazy. That's like workstation stuff. That's like taking it beyond, way beyond. All right, sorry that I can't flip the cam here. Jerry went to the restroom. What I'm going to do is cable management back here. I kind of want to plug in the GPU. I always do that at the end, but no, I won't do that. I do want to do this cable management though with all these fans. Fans and power supply. But I will do this RGB right now. So just plugging in this 3-pin 5-volt connector with the pump here. Plugged in. That's going to be on its own. The fans will go on a controller that will be controlled by the IQ Corsair software, and then the pump itself will be controlled through the motherboard. So you got a little bit different options there to mess with your RGB. I could possibly put the pump onto like the controller as well, so it could be controlled by the Corsair software. We'll see how I go about that later on. Oh yeah, your biggest limiter is probably gonna be a RAM, but I mean you're like 1300X. That's like, wow, it's like first gen Ryzen there. And a 1060 is classic, right? I mean, you probably still get away with that 1060 on CS2, honestly. CS2 shouldn't be so graphics intensive. Although they did change it, right, with the smoke grenades and stuff like that. They did make it crazier than Go, for sure. I mean, it's like basically the same, but the graphics are a little bit more intensive with CS2 now. Wow, RX 550. Jeez. Yeah, RX 550. I guess CS2 really did become more graphics intensive I remember with Go, you could get away with like anything on Go. I used to play Go on my Apple MacBook, like a 2012 MacBook Pro. Pretty insane. I do need to grab controllers. I don't have them here with me. Let me grab some controllers, guys. All right, sorry about that, y'all. I'm back. Sorry, a little wait. I didn't have my controllers. I have to go find them on my desk. But yeah, so there's a lot of different solutions here with the Corsair fan. You could go with just like the little controller that they provide with like a fan setup. If you bought like a triple set, you could just go with this little so I am going to use this. We have 8 fans. This comes with only 6 just for the RGB. And then you could use like a fan power splitter for the fan wires, right? So there's the RGB wires and the fan wires. Or you could use the, they call this the Commander Core. So it has like the little proprietary header here for the Corsair AIOs. But it also is pretty cool because it has the a hub section here for the headers for the RGB wires and the fan wires, so you don't have to use 2 separate solutions. It's just one whole solution here. But that's only for 6 fans. They don't make anything more than that. They switched to now with their new setup is the IQ Link fans that like link together, and then there's only one wire, so you don't need to have anything extended beyond 6 headers for each wire right on a hub. But since these are like a little bit of the older fans of theirs, we're still going to use their other solution here coupled with the separate solution because we have 8 fans, right? So I'm only going to use 2 of the headers here, 2 off the splitter, and then the rest, the 6 on here. So it kind of checks out because these 2 back here will be on this solution, and the rest of the fans on the bottom and the spine will be on this solution. So if we could, we'll go top down. Let me just show you all that. All right, and you know what? I think I'm going to skip out on cable management this time, guys, just because there's so much here, and to just showcase this to you guys would be like forever. And I'll come back to it. and really make it pretty. I just want to get everything plugged in a way here. So let's just do that. And they're labeled 1 and 2. So here we go, 1 and 2 for those 2 back fans. And then we'll throw it on this splitter here. So sorry, but this time it's gonna look like a mess. But yeah, I just wanna, for the sake of time and brain power, I'll just kind of bundle this all up. I'm sure y'all seen me do tons of cable management before anyway. So we'll plug that on the top of the motherboard here. Plug this piece on the top. It's connected to those 2 back fans. Then we got the controller that's connected to the RGB fan. And that'll go to USB 2.0, and then it's powered by SATA power from the power supply. So it's powered by SATA. Data is through USB 2.0 to the Corsair software. Same thing with the Commander Core, right? This is like a little, I call it the Mini, but it's, I don't know, it doesn't really have a name in the software. But Commander Core will go for the rest of the fans here. So let's kind of just do that. I do love the Commander Core because you don't have to deal with the craziness. Deal with the craziness of it all. It's just kind of boom, 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 right into the controller. And we don't have the Corsair AIO in this setup here, so we won't be using the proprietary little header here for the Corsair AIO. We're just using it as a hub, a fan hub, essentially. Cable management, cringe. Cable chaos, enlighten me. I love that. That's great. I love you for that. I mean, look, if you're at home and you're just building, why would you cable manage anyways, right? It's like, forget about it. You don't need a cable manage. For what? Just toss it. Just make it look pretty from the front. And cram all those cables. Turn it on. Game it up. Software again for Corsair. We're going to be using the Corsair IQ RGB software. It's on their website if you want to look it up. IQUE or ICUE. IQ. I'm thinking about like queuing up for a line or something.
I call it ICU.
ICUE. It's IQ. Yeah, I mean, IQ is really IQ, like intelligence quotient, but that's not what it is. It's ICUE, so it's IQ. In my head, I'm always like Q, like how do you spell Q? Like when you're queuing up for a line. Maybe that's what they were actually going for. I don't know. It's called Corsair IQ. Also, the motherboard uses, it's a Asus motherboard, so it uses Armory Crate. That's Asus's RGB software there. And the only thing that's going to be controlled by Armory Crate is the pump, because that's on a different RGB header than the Corsair fans are on the USB 2.0, so it goes through any software there, really. But the RGB headers, like the 5-volt 3-pin headers, those go on through the motherboard software. So yeah, I did mention earlier I could put the pump on one of these controllers. It's a little bit complicated to do that, but I could do that just to make everything centralized. But it's pretty centralized. Right? You're only using 2 softwares. It's not bad. I've seen builds where you have to use like 3, 4 different softwares. It's just insane. I would not recommend doing that. Anyways, let me plug. We can do these later. Let me talk about this real quick. The EVGA 1000-watt Supernova 1000 GXC power supply. It's their newer power supplies. If you want to flip the cam, Jerry. But yeah, this is their newer power supply here. Pretty cool power supply. It's a ATX 3.0 power supply, right? So EVGA doing their own little new modern setup here. It's kind of weird, right? That like they are making a power supply for NVIDIA GPU, right? They're making power supply for NVIDIA GPU. But they don't make NVIDIA GPUs anymore. It's weird. So, I mean, of course they're gonna have to in a way. NVIDIA kind of forced, I think even AMD, right? They forced all the manufacturers, power supply manufacturers at least, to have to make power supplies for their GPUs. Right. That's just a fact. Yeah, that's what they did in a way. They kind of just forced the manufacturers to have to make power supplies for their GPU, and in a way, kind of forced AMD to have to come up with a new solution, right? Or I don't know what AMD's answer is going to be to that. But since all these power supplies are going to this new pin, right, connector, the 12+4 pin connector, it's gonna kind of just force AMD to like follow suit, right? Because I don't know, at least at the very least, I don't know what they would do, right? I mean, what are they gonna force all the manufacturers to have to make a new pin that they're gonna come up with or something? I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, really good power supply. I always love EVGA's products. I use their power supply at home in my build, and it's just a great power supply. It's ATX 3.0, 80 plus gold, and I guess it's a different rating, 200% total power excursion. I'm guessing that's just a different rating system than the 80 plus gold. I've never seen that one there, so that's pretty unique to EVGA themselves. I've seen, like with XPG, they have the cybernetics rating system on there as well as the 80 plus, and cybernetics seems to be the newer kind of standard that's coming out for power supplies. But I think it's more accurate than the 80 plus gold, or it's just like a different test, a different rating system. But 200% power excursion, total power excursion. I don't know what that means actually from EVGA. But we got the 24 pin here, and we got the 12+4 16 pin connector here. Jeez. Okay, cool. 600 watt rated cable there too. Pretty cool, pretty good. Awesome little setup from EVGA there. And then we're gonna need SATA power for those controllers. That Molex. You always get a ton of extra wires in here. Get 1,000 watt power supply here. So, and then we're gonna need the CPU power cables. There's one, and there's two. All right, these are all the traditional 8-pin PSIe, PSI, VGA power connectors. We don't need those right anymore. It's still cool that the option exists because a lot of the controllers now, they went from SATA power to the VGA or the PCI power connector instead of SATA. And then still, like, the AMD cards use those too. So, of course, they're going to have to be included into power supplies. We just won't need it in this particular setup here. And cool. So we only need those 1, 2, 3, 4 cables, right? Or 5 cables. Forgot about that one. Not that much. And it's cool. It's modular. You don't have to bundle up any cables and all that jazz, right? And just kind of slide her in there. This is probably my worst work ever. I usually sit here and do some cable management. Oh man. Let's get this screwed in here. Oh, you want to go top down? So it's cool that Lian Li kind of recessed the to talk about cable management. Lian Li kind of pushed back, recessed this. I don't know if that's the correct word, but this mounting solution here for the power supply. It's pushed back. It's protrudes out from the back of the case a little bit, right? So the true back of the case is really where your power supply is, and there's the back here, right? So if you had it up against the wall, this would probably be touching the wall, right, before any of this touches the wall. But this is exhaust, right? So the power supply intakes from here. There's like a mesh setup on the back panel here, so it could intake, and it's just exhaust from here. If I mean, it's not really gonna be choked out if you had it against the wall anyways. So I wouldn't worry about that. But it's cool that Lian Li did do that, right? Because it provides you way more space here now in this channel for your cable management. This has been true since the 011 dynamic, their original 011. It wasn't recessed like how this one is, but you still had that space on the bottom, space in between the hard drive bays, and here you can take the whole thing out just like you could with the 011 dynamic, and you still get space on top. You could take these out for even more cable management space here, or you could keep them in if you wanted to add a drive later on or what have you, right? But it's cool that they did recess this back a little bit. They pushed it back a little bit so you get a lot of this extra space, because in the dynamic, although you did have space on the bottom and top here, you didn't get much space down that middle because of the power supply kind of being over here more. But now that it's pushed back, you do get this whole channel here. So that's really neat from Lian Li to kind of switch it up a little bit, right? They thought of a little innovation there on their timeless case, really, this timeless setup that they have been going with now with these 011s for a while now. So awesome stuff. And again, guys, it's gonna be a little bit crazy with the cable management here, so I'm just gonna go for it. Here and just plug in this SATA for the controllers. This is gonna be my worst job yet. My worst build yet. Nah, it's gonna look great from the front. I would usually like zip tie this, kind of zip tie it somewhere, put it down here. There's a Velcro strap that kind of will hold that to the bottom, something like that. But we're moving at a fast pace here, y'all. So this will be CPU. Lord. All right. This is actually motherboard. CPU is right here. Don't hate me, y'all, for not cable managing. I know that's probably some of y'all's favorite part of the stream. I did do some cable management explanation, though. I did include some of that there. With these, I usually will like bundle them up, kind of zip tie them there. There's these little brackets that come in the back here that you could kind of like lock everything down with. There's Velcro on top of that too, so that you can even have two channels kind of going next to each other parallel in a way. You do the same thing here. You could go down. It's just up to you, however you want to do it. I always cable manage in a way so I can troubleshoot easily. So I like to like know where all my wires are, right? So that way, if something goes wrong, I know when I access the back of my computer, I know where everything's at, so I could just really quickly troubleshoot, find the issue, fix it. I don't want to be looking through a bundle of cables. So that's how I would cable manage. Obviously, I wouldn't do this, but we are here now. Anyways, you want to switch the camera? Yeah. Right, let me plug in these controllers. I didn't plug them into the USB 2.0 when I had a chance there. Ever done a Linux build? I haven't done Linux. I messed around on one of my old PCs. I didn't want to do it with my current PC because I use it for a lot of things aside from gaming, and I just didn't want to mess around with learning Linux. I've used it in the past too on even older PCs, but I kind of wanted to revisit it and just kind of messed around with installing it, and it's become way more user friendly nowadays, right? You don't have to do like much crazy stuff like you used to with Linux. You still could, right, if you wanted to use it that way, but a Linux build, we haven't done like a Linux build, right? I guess any build could be a Linux build. But yeah, just use my old computer to kind of just learn it, so that way I could still go to my actual computer to do whatever I needed to do with that. But yeah, Linux is interesting. It's not as user friendly. If you're really smart, Linux is like a good way there. There's other Tails OS. Tails OS is really like good for privacy. A lot of groups use Tails OS. So you guys didn't hear that from me. Tails OS, but Linux is cool. Everybody loves Linux. Now let's get the GPU in there. Just one thing you could get away with in this case is oh my god, as I'm talking, it flies open. No, you could oh, the cable management is just abysmal here, but you can close that. So hey, it went from abysmal to pristine until you open that. But yeah, I do like this about this case here. This little after you get everything cable managed, it just covers it. But not only covers it, but it'll keep it all like kind of stuffed in there. Because even when you have it cable managed, it's still kind of bulgy, so it keeps it all kind of stuffed in there. And then you could use it actually to mount your hard drives, or you could even mount this controller here, right on the back side, or even on the front side, if it's slim enough. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, let's get this GPU in here. Jesus. All right, today we got the PNY. Is this not white? I think the box is just white. Oh, might have grabbed the black one, but nonetheless, we'll just get it in there. Still look good. Do I need to slice it open? PNY 4080 Super. This is just like kind of one of their standard ones too. I think they have like the Accelerate version, right? That's going to be like their ROG, their Aurorus, right? Their higher end version of their lineup there, but this one is just like their regular. So it's not the Accelerate version. This is just like the PNY, like just standard. Still great, right? Velocity software you can use to overclock it if you didn't want to use like MSI Afterburner or something like that. It's still a 4080 Super at the end of the day, right? And the mounting, the cooling solution, I mean, giant 3 fans, heatsink setup here. So I mean, you're not compromising if you're getting this over like, you know, their Accelerate version or some other crazy GPU. You don't really get any RGB here except for the where it says like PNY in the front here. Let me just peel this off. Oh yeah. But yeah, so you get a little bit of RGB here in the front, and that's about it. I see no other card, like their Accelerate version. This looks like the Accelerate version, just without the RGB. The Accelerate version has like this little X here, right? Little X. The little X is like all RGB there. So that's only cool if you're gonna vertically mount it anyways. Like, so if you had the Accelerate, in this case, it would be pointless unless you put the vertical mount that this case could have. But still great, still sick. Let's take. Oh, and it's gonna take 3 slots. There you go. 3 slot card. It's like a 3, yeah, the 3 slot, slightly lower than 3 slots actually. I'm gonna say 3.5. It's actually lower. Oh my god. Did I? Let me. These fell down into these. All right. Knock those to the side. One more screw. Where did that screw go? What? What did I do with that screw? Let's get this in at the very least. Be careful when you're getting these in. There you go. I don't know what I did with that third screw. This is enough for. Oh, here it is. Boom. Hiding in the corner. All right. And then we'll get this. Oh, you know what? Actually, the way that GeForce designed this, I'm actually gonna need those older VGA cables because they did it like kind of like the splitter setup instead of 12 volt to 12 volt. They just did 12 volt to this. That's cool. It's fine by me. Just gotta find the back. I would have preferred the 12 to 12. 12. This is 12 plus 4 to 12 plus 4. But this is still cool. It's kind of gotta get all those 8 pins back there. I don't want them exposed. for the look. There we are. And then I'll plug everything in. So actually it looks pretty neat. Not half as bad as I thought it would look. Does it look nice? Thank you. I wish the hoses were white. Sometimes the Deepcool sent us the white ones or the ones with black. We could put sleeves over them to make them white. But still really neat. Pretty cool. Let me actually take this now. I'm going to take off the ATX 3.0, right, 12+4 power connector there, because the splitter we're using to the cable extension, the white cable extension, actually needs these VGA connectors, so that's what we're going to go with instead. It adds a little bit little bit more cable management chaos. Cable management chaos. Like how that rolls off the tongue. Rolls off the tongue pretty well. Pretty cool. Cable management chaos. And now tonight's segment of the cable management chaos. Yeah, the black hose kind of makes it pop a little bit more. Yeah, that's true. Instead of all being like kind of seamless. I did think about that too. And it kind of matches the back of the motherboard that's black, right? Because the motherboard's kind of like half-ish silverish white and half-ish blackish. PCB color. PCB color, is that a real color? Alright. Just plug these in. So it's 3 8-pins, which is pretty accurate to the 4080 Super. The 4080 Super, PNY sends a dongle little piece, power adapter, which is 3 8-pins as well. So they send you this. All the manufacturers send whatever the spec out is, right? So the 4080 Super from PNY uses 3 8-pins. I've seen different variations, but mostly for a 4080 Super, it's going to be 3 8-pins. So the white cable extensions from GeForce are also 3 8-pins from the 12+4 to the 3 8-pins. So there's no overpower drawing there or less, right? It's going to be spot on there with that cable extension. So there's no mistaking the setup there. I'm just gonna bundle this all up, kind of push it and close the hinge on it. Cool. And there goes the build, y'all. It's looking great. I mean, it looks terrible from the back, right? Essentially no cable management. But you make it look pretty from the front, and you kind of sacrifice, right? You compromise on the back side to make it prettier on the front. I've always said that on stream here, right? Of course, you're going to do some cable management, but sometimes the back doesn't have to look as pretty because you want the front to look pretty. And it looks great. Yeah, so this is somebody's order, actually. So off stream, I'm actually going to cable management and stuff like that. We're not just going to send it like that. But yeah, this is somebody's build. So if you wanted your build to be built on stream, you could contact us. email us, call in, and request that from us, and we will build your stream on build. We've done it plenty of times before. So this actually is somebody's build here. Should I turn it on? Do you guys want me to turn it on? I don't know. I don't hear y'all. I don't see y'all in chat telling me to turn it on. Info at VRLA Tech. Is that a good one, Jerry? Info at VRLA Tech to request to be built on stream.
Let me see. I think it's info dot.
Info dot.
We get the email on our website.
Yeah. But I think there's multiple emails. Isn't there?
No, it's just
It's just the info. Yeah, info at VRLA Tech dot com.
Info at VRLAtech.com.
.com, yeah. So that'll be the one to contact us for your build to be built on stream. Yeah, you could do your custom build, whatever build you get from us, pre-build, custom build, pre-configured, whatever it may be. We do sell like pre-built, actually like ready to ship builds. Those are already built. So those, if you order one of those, it can't really be built on stream. It's already built. It's just waiting to be shipped. It's a ready to ship order. But if you buy like a pre-built, pre-configured, or custom build, whatever, yeah, you could request to be built on stream, and we will even let you know the time and date or whatever. It's going to be probably a Friday at the same time, like today. Yeah, we'll go forward and we'll build your build on stream. You can even like invite your friends to watch and stuff too. But yeah, without further ado, we got the build here, and I'm gonna turn it on for you. Just cause Echo Warzy, man, you guys got some creative names. Just cause you requested it. Nah, I'm just kidding. I always turn them on. If you guys watch their older streams, I always turn them on at the end though. Just teasing y'all. Oh, Redline, did you buy it ready to ship? Is that what you're saying? So yeah, like the ready to ship one, there's virtually like no wait time on those because they're already built. Some of the like pre-built ones, there's a little bit of wait time. Yeah. So you're probably already shipped out. Built by yours truly. Probably. Most likely, I'm the one that builds a lot of those ones. Yeah, this is a sweet little build here. Let me turn off the lights. Can you get that, actually? I'm trapped with all this boxes and junk back here, guys. All the stuff I used to build, all the boxes ends up like on the side of me. There's no bin here. I'm just throwing it on the floor. Oh, you got it over like a year ago. Oh, okay, yeah, it probably wasn't me that built that one then. I think I know who built that one though a year ago. It could have been me. But somebody else was doing the pre-builts, the ready to ships, like a year ago. And as you can see, like the RGB is different on these two fans compared to the other 6 fans. It's because those are on the other controller, and I guess that's what that controller's defaulting as. And you could change that all to like match each other through the Corsair software, and these are just defaulting on just like the regular RGB. So you could have like that effect where it goes from fan to fan, or like a raindrop effect, or all that stuff. You could do all that from the software. And now you can really see it with the lights off, though. Yeah, I'm watching the stream on this little iPad here I got on the table, so. And that's how I got my chat too. It's gonna be IQ, so Corsair IQ. That's for the Corsair fans, and then the pump is gonna be controlled through Armory Crate. So Asus's Armory Crate software is their RGB software. That's because it's the Asus board, and the pump is connected to the motherboard. And then the fans are connected to a hub that connects to USB 2.0 to the motherboard, and those are controlled through Corsair's IQ software, ICUE. You can find that online. Just type in Corsair IQ, or just go to their website. You can find their software through there too. So yeah, it's an awesome build, and we could pop this out. Pop this piece out, pop our VRLA logo in there, or you guys could get some custom logos or whatever you want. But yeah, same bat time, same bat stream with me here every Friday. You can check out the streams, y'all. We're build every Friday. We missed last Friday. We had a little technical difficulties, and we missed like another Friday because it was my birthday. But yeah, same bat time, same bat stream. Over here at VRLA Tech, we're on Twitch, YouTube, I think TikTok eventually, and we do it every Friday. Build stream. We do like random builds or whatever, like new products we get in. We showcase. Or sometimes we'll do like the customers build, like today. Yeah, every Friday, that's what we do. But yeah, hope y'all had a great week, and I hope you guys have a great weekend coming up. Thanks for always stopping in for the regulars, and thank you guys, newer guys, for popping in today. Hopefully we catch you next week. And just forget to mention, there is like a little giveaway link being posted in chat. There's gonna be a new giveaway. That's an older one, but there will be a newer giveaway. So we do giveaways as well. So you guys could always pop in and just check out the stream, follow the guidelines for the giveaway to try to win those. And yeah, appreciate you guys for stopping in, and hope you guys have a great weekend. Later.